boy. Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stoner. We're here with another episode of VSW Podcast. We're talking chaotic wrestling as we should. Let's give the Wolf a call, shall we? Yeah, we are having the same issue, Wolf. The same issue. It's the volume's just not through. Is it your phone? Is your volume on the phone up?
Yeah, I can hear you just perfectly.
Are you wearing headphones?
No, I'm not.
That's very strange.
But don't forget too, Messenger updated the app.
I'm going to try calling you back another way, not through the messenger. Let me try that. Hold on. Let's see if that's the freaking issue here. This has been a nightmare between all the technical difficulties that we've had in the coming weeks. That is much better, so now I can hear you. And welcome to the VSW Podcast. We're back. After all the trials and tribulations that we've had this week, between the broken computers and all the other stuff, we are back. We're talking chaotic wrestling. It's coming up Friday, February 25th, as we should. You know, we're back in Tewksbury. Biff Busick. We're also fighting the snow. Got a lot to talk about.
Snow is a big rivalry in 2022, Versace.
It's been that way. Unfortunately.
But like I said to everyone listening, whether it's Chase, JT Dunn, the unit, or any New England student or roster, if they were to postpone the show Friday, we don't care. We'll do another preview.
Oh, yeah. If they change matches and such, if the matches are the same, there's really no need. Just saying.
Absolutely.
Just saying, but... But yeah, so why don't we dive into the card here and talk some chaotic wrestling?
Absolutely. I'm looking through the card right now, and holy moly, I am looking forward. What catches my eye on, obviously, the main event between JT Dunn and Biff Busick, but you got a tag team gauntlet match.
This one I'm looking forward to. I'll be right back in 1 second. I just heard a noise.
Okay. And again, we'd like to apologize at the VSW this week for being delayed in getting podcasts out. We've had some hardware difficulties with the computer as we speak. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Well, yeah, this has been insanity, like I said. I mean, just trying to get things up and out. Hopefully, things get better as the weeks go on. But, okay, so you got this gauntlet match. I already know the tag team that I want to win.
Oh, I do too, Versace.
You know, I'm a Slaughterhouse fan all the way.
Yeah!
Okay, you got the greatest force in the universe, Max Master. And you got the newest sensation, Mortar. These guys are just destructive. Plus, you got the greatest brain in professional wrestling standing behind them, Sidney Bacabella.
Wait for it. Sidney Bacabella!
You know, so this is just a match made in heaven, really, this tag team. You know, I don't know if you've seen Max in other promotions or if you saw his other tag team that Sydney ran when they were running in the Chikara territories and all that took place.
Some of the Chikara territories on YouTube footage, and Max really shined out there.
You should check it out. I think this, believe it or not, I believe it actually, some of it is still on IWTV.
Wow. Have to check it. That's where the Lights of Whale of Utah came from.
A lot of people came out of there, and it did a lot of good. And like I said, though, these two are one of my favorites. Who else do we got though in this tag team? They can't be the only tag team in this.
Nope, not even close. You got the chaotic debut of an upcoming tag team on Wrestle Open from the New York area, also wrestling in Proving Ground, the Brick City Boys.
Really?
Really?
That's gonna be pretty fun. I'm a big tag team fan. We haven't got to really see much of them out here in chaotic wrestling. So this is gonna be already two new teams, kinda.
And chaotic tends to rotate tag teams quite a bit. Besides the unit, and you don't really see the same tag team compete at consecutive events, in my opinion.
No, you don't. You don't see MSP booked at every single show, and neither do you see, main event at every show. We did have, hopefully sooner than later, Connor Murphy makes his return. We see the competition come back. We saw them at that
Ashley Fox will be able to come back, and you see the Sea Stars.
Yep. But, we saw them, the main event, not the main event, I'm sorry, the competition back in that taping, and, they did amazing work in there.
Oh, yeah, the flip, the moonsault, right?
They were actually facing, I think, Max, Smashmaster, and Mordor. So, at that show. So, this is gonna be a good gauntlet match. Who else we got in there? Is that it? There's only 3 teams?
Nope, not even close. We got Paris Van Dale and Gail Barkay.
Wow. Now that's a team.
Yeah, newly formed since the Final Fight episode when Paris Van Dale destroyed Higher Society and teams with the Israeli superstar Andy Gail Barkay.
Yeah, but this kid's a sensation. He's the greatest thing in the world.
He really is. He had a great match with Flip Gordon in Lexington a few weeks ago.
That was a big match for him, I feel. A nice, really just... he's a new student, let's say. Flip's, been around. It was a really good showcase match for him.
Absolutely. You also got the team of Armani Chaos and Shannon Levangie.
Well, see now, this is where things are going to get interesting. Because what happened with Higher Society. You know how they broke up. You know how Armani Chaos was double-crossed by Paris Van Dale and Gail Barkay. Now you have them in the same gauntlet tag match. And he's bringing in one of the brightest stars who's just kind of devoured the roster when given the chance. She beat Max. She beat everybody that Ava threw at her. She beat Aaron Rourke.
Last year in their first Boston area show in Lexington,
She beat Aaron Rourke. Levangie's just been crushing it. So, you got these two.
And they both appeared with Brad Cashew and Ricky Smokes, actually not just led by Brad Cashew, to confront the unit at the end of their last event to save Love Dog.
Well, you got to remember, chaotic wrestling is more than just a promotion. New England Pro Academy is more than just a school. It's a home. It's a home. It's like Harry Potter will call Hogwarts his home. These people, these wrestlers, they call New England Pro Academy their home. They call chaotic wrestling their home.
You can say Mario calls Mushroom Kingdom his home, too.
Exactly. So with that being said, they're going to defend their home. They believe, as a lot of people believe, that their home has been conquered. Chaotic wrestling has been taken over. Chase Del Monte no longer is in control. It is now in control of the unit. The beginning of that song, it is correct now. JT Dunn runs it. What he says goes. Chase might have his name on the deed. He might have to put up the money, but it is JT Dunn making the shots, making the bookings, and doing all that. Now, these new chaotic kids, they're going to do whatever it takes to defend their home. And they're at war right now with the unit. And, they offered that little olive branch to Chase Del Monte, come with us. You belong with us. You're our trainer, you're our leader here. And he was going to do it. He was going to do it. And, JT Dunn and the unit kind of looked at him. I don't think you want to really do that. And, he turned around and went with the unit.
Absolutely.
But you still have this Team Chaotic, And it just reminds me of kind of like a War Games kind of setting almost. It's going to build and build and build. You're almost going to have these two big factions, almost like WCW versus NWO. Where almost everybody's going to join either one side or the other, and everybody's going to be tangled in. I mean, we saw already the likes of like Dirty Dango kind of, being on the unit side, where Flip Gordon was like, nah, I'm
but
good,
he hasn't
bro.
appeared since.
So, we're just going to have to wait and see. But, these chaotic students that are out right now, they mean business. They're here to defend their home, like I said. And, they're going to give the unit one hell of a fight. Brad Cashew isn't just going to lay down. Amani Chaos isn't just going to lay down. Love Dog isn't just going to lay down. How many times have we seen Love Dog fight against the odds? Fight against, matches that that he can't win. We've seen him fight death-defying matches against Ava Everett. He fought that maniacal maniac, Charles Mason. We've seen him fight the unit all over the place.
Absolutely. He's been getting bullied by the unit for so long, since the pandemic lifted restrictions, you could say. Love Dog has not been able to escape the treachery of JT Dunn and the unit.
Hey, I heard maybe a rumor, though. It's just a rumor. You know how I was telling you our good friend Mashup Wrestling's running a show soon.
Oh, really?
There is a chance that Danny Miles brings the unit to that show.
Ooh. You also got Anthony Breed invading a proving ground that day, so...
Yes, you do. So that should be interesting, too.
An option for us, just like tomorrow night, Friday night, assuming hopefully the weather's not as bad, you got UFO. You got Grind, Rick Bison's promotion, so you got a lot of options to come out and watch wrestling in New England.
And I saw a word from UFO. They are not canceling that show unless the city shuts down. As far as the other two, I'm not sure of the fate, Been a reoccurring theme. It's a reoccurring theme for us always in New England, the weather.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now you got these tag teams. Do we have any other tag teams in this gauntlet?
Not that I know of, but I'll just go ahead. I think my prediction, since the unit are the champs, whether it's Cole Fury or the Lexington show, the titles will be defended next. I believe it's going to be Slaughterhouse, Smashmaster, and Mortor winning, especially since it makes too much sense. Whoever, my wild card pick, if they don't win, is going to be Lavangi and Amani Chaos. Amani Chaos has gotten that upset victory over Anthony Green.
I think, in my opinion, I think you got it right in the first half of that, and I think it's going to be Slaughterhouse. I have some predictions, and now going into the New Hampshire show, you might see the great Sidney Bacabella.
And I'm sure Smashmaster wants control of Chaotic back.
Well, he needs that back, okay? I have a feeling Armani Chaos, his team is going to end up eliminating themselves along with the team of Paris Van Dale and Gail Baque. I just feel like they're going to end up doing something. It's too personal.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, you got that right. I'm sure the triangle of the higher society will collide in Cole Fury. But are you ready to move on, Versace?
I am.
The next match is actually for the Panoptic Championship. You got the Perfectionist, the dime piece, Aaron Rourke, defending against the gatekeeper of the first ever woman chaotic heavyweight champion, Davey Ann.
Big matchup here, folks. Big matchup.
One of the best years a female could have. 2021 was Davey's year. But so far, 2022 hasn't started off well for Davey.
No. And she did so much in 21. I mean, she did become chaotic world champion. She got rid of John Alba.
Oh, yeah. To the point where, we'll talk about this later, that he also can't apparently, someone else is not letting him go to Limitless, apparently, so.
But she just had amazing matches, whatever show you've watched beyond Limitless, chaotic. Davey is a top star, okay?
And Aaron Rourke, ever since the pandemonium in our hometown, defeating the leader of the Squanchy Squad, Becca has been on a really defending path. He had an open challenge against Adam Booker, came out victorious. Right when he had not just one belt, there's 2 other belts in other promotions too, including Creator Pro. Made a huge difference. You can use your accolades to your advantage.
You can. You can. You know, it shows. It shows your character.
It all got started right when Davey Ann was talking to Chase, trying to get him encouraged because he feels very down about being a water boy. He won't admit it right now. Davey's like the Chase she knows is a fighter and won't give up after he walked away after the end of the Lexington show a few weeks ago. It didn't help that you put him in your kid's favorite show, Paw Patrol, in the knee.
Well, I mean, come on. Chase is on the case. They said Chase was the one that ran the place. I just played a play on words.
Absolutely.
And honestly, he's better off looking like the Paw Patrol guy than the water boy. But I feel bad for Chase, okay? But at the same time, I don't. I mean, he had an opportunity. This wasn't like... It wasn't like they just came in and was like, yo, you're out, we're in. He could have won that match to save Wolf.
Yeah. He could have. He almost did. I was there.
And if he had won the match, I mean, he wouldn't be in this predicament. JT Dunn would be in, wrestling elsewhere. He probably would be at Blitzering Pro Friday night, or maybe he would be at UFO. But he wouldn't be at Chaotic. Neither would none of his goon squad. And
yeah, they all would have had to disappear, so Danny Miles probably wouldn't be in Chaotic if he wasn't with JT Dunn. Kirk and the OG would, but...
Maybe not, if, like I said, but history cannot go back and repeat itself. There is no Mandela effect here. What happened has happened, okay? JT Dunn lost that match. Chase Del Monte lost that match. JT Dunn is the owner of Chaotic Wrestling, and the unit does run the place. Okay, and he is their water boy. And there's nothing that's going to be done about that, okay? Listen, I'm going to tell you something. They must have a lot of dirt on Chase Del Monte. They got secrets about Chase Del Monte. They got a lot over Chase Del Monte's head for him to stay in that, okay? They gave him a swift look, and he straightened right up and went with the unit last show. For a minute, he was going to go with, Brad Cashew and the rest of the Chaotic school there, but... No, like I said, that swift look from JT Dunn, and he was right back in line, doing bidding for his master. And that is JT Dunn in the unit.
Absolutely. So are you ready to move on, Versace?
Sure am.
Actually, before, what's your prediction on who's going to win? I think it's going to be Davey Ann getting that victory. I really do. Because she needs the win to move on and have momentum.
I do, but then again, Aaron Rourke is a new champion. I don't know if he's ready just to let go of that title just yet. Okay, but you know what? It's pro wrestling. It's chaotic wrestling. Anything can happen.
Absolutely. They could add a match or two to that card. You never know.
We never know. So
are you ready to move on?
I am.
So speaking of Brad Cashew, he's been the center of attention for a non-unit chaotic wrestler right now out of the most. Ever since he felt like he got screwed out of Pandemonium when he was the first entrant, and then it was him and Davey, and then JT Dunn inserted, and the rest was history. Alicia Turn joined the unit, and JT Dunn's the new reigning defending chaotic heavyweight champion and owner. And it licked Cashew's wounds because he's got another challenge. They're one-off talent. How Randy Carver rotates the big indie names. Sir JT Dunn have a tendency to do that. It was Ace Austin last month.
That was a good match. That was a great match.
Brian Johnson versus Brad Cashew.
Yep.
So Mecca, I have never seen him live before, but he's a technical powerhouse, and you see him in the Mecca is what they call him, Versace.
Really, I'll be interested to see this one.
Yeah, he's wrestles usually in the Maryland area. He's won plenty of tag team championships onto his resume, too.
This is going to be something good then. Like I said, I always like seeing new superstars, or superstars that are out of our territory.
He is part of the Mecca, which they did appear in Ring of Honor.
Really?
Kind of like how Flip Gordon's a Ring of Honor legend, per se.
And if Ring of Honor ever does come back,
we won't get screwed out of that this time around.
No, we won't. Not this time. We're going to make sure that after tomorrow night, that's for sure. And Payback is going to be a BITCH. But yeah, like I said, I always love seeing people from the other territories coming up and wrestling here. Like I remember I dragged you last year all around to the Jersey territories to check out the wrestling down there. And, that's just one little area compared to the whole country. There's so much wrestling we could be checking out. Luckily, though, we got great companies like Chaotic, Limitless, Beyond that bring these superstars to us. We're very lucky here that we have a lot of strong, I would say, booking power in New England. We get a lot of pull.
We get to see the best.
We do. We get a lot of pull here, and a lot of these promotions are able to get a lot of the top guys that in the indie scene. There was times, like I said, that we had matches with MJF headlining, and Orange Cassidy was, Orange Cassidy was hanging out in Worcester every Thursday.
The Meat Man, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds.
Chris Stat. We saw all these people multiple times. And like I said, now they're on TV. You got a new generation. Anthony Green.
Carmelo Hayes, Christian Casanova was a big superstar in the indie scene in New England, as well as Anthony Green, Josh Briggs, and JT Dunn.
Exactly. And,
he's killing it in NXT. The only bright spot about that 2.0.
He really is. Carmelo Hayes is the only bright spot about 2.0. I hate to say.
And Braun Breaker, but this is an opportunity for Cashew to get this big victory. He's got a lot on his plate. You tend to wonder if the unit will interfere in this match or not, because him and Ricky Smokes almost captured the tag team titles until Danny Miles was using his necklace as a chokehold.
They were very, very, very close. And it was great to see those two put their differences aside, as, he lost his title to him. But who else is better to pick as a partner as someone that is better than you? And that was what he did. And
it is a big weekend for Brad Cashew because he's got a lot of people gunning for him, whether it's in the Pine Tree State or right here in Mass.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, the fans booing or cheering, really.
He's got to kick the Mecca's head off. So, what's your prediction for this match?
I think Brad Cash is going to be strong. I think he's going to take the victory.
I honestly, too, Versace's got a lot to get, just like Davey. They both got a lot to prove right now. Because momentum certainly isn't on their case as much. And they got a lead potentially to conquer the new ownership. So
that's going to be, that's the whole key right here. And what are you going to do about the new ownership?
Absolutely. Just the fact the new ownership, they don't like you, they'll try to sacrifice you like Undertaker did to Stephanie McMahon in the Attitude Era.
I remember that.
And are you ready to move on, Versace?
Yes, I am.
I am really looking forward to this one. It is for the New England Chaotic New England Championship. You got the defending reigning champion, the Smoke Show, smoking out Ricky Smokes against the high-flying technician of Flip Gordon.
I mean, this is going to be a great match for Ricky Smokes. This kid has gone really far here, and in the whole wrestling scene, this kid has gone very far. And now he's going to go even further.
And he overpowered all those New England students to get where he is.
Well,
so
he's getting
this
great
is a big
matchups.
opportunity.
He's getting great matchups. He's getting the good. He just is, and he's putting on a good show everywhere he goes.
And Flip Gordon's been putting on great matches since he got signed back to Chaotic Wrestling, as he wrestles in Connecticut, and he is a staple of Ring of Honor. High flyer technician. He's regardless of how people feel about him, he's entertaining in the ring.
Yes, well, I mean, as we always say, unfortunately, his personal belief, it kind of really shadowed any of his ring ability with a lot of the fans. And if they don't like him because of his beliefs,
people love him for it or hate him for it.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like either they just don't care or they just don't want nothing to do with him. Which is a shame because outside of his beliefs, he is actually a really talented wrestler.
Phenomenal. He should be on national TV, to be honest. He was a former U.S. veteran. He serves. He's in great shape. He's a high flyer and his acrobatics and agility is amazing. But Ricky Smokes challenges him too.
Well, you got to wonder why Tony Khan won't pick him up.
Easily, he should easily, because he has history with the elite guys as well.
Yep.
Honestly, I'd love to see these two put on. I think it could be a match of the night and a 5-star match. If Flip Gordon and Gail Barkley got a nearly 5-star match in Lexington, imagine what these two could do.
Oh, I know it for sure.
As Ricky Smokes has overshadowed all the students, you can tell he puts his showboating aside once in a while, and he has great matches, whether you love him or hate him, whether he likes the fans or not. He almost grabbed the tag team titles with him and Brad Cashew. He was doing acrobatic moves on the unit. He was almost too tough for the unit until Trigger the OG and Danny Miles used their necklace to choke them and retain the titles. They were so close to winning it. So it was almost Smokey 2 belts, but that's not the case, as he's got a huge challenge on his chest.
And I can't wait. I think, honestly, though, Ricky Smokes is going to pull it off.
I think he is. I'm going to go with Flip Gordon because Ricky Smokes may be challenging it. We don't know if he's on the unit bad side or if he's with Cashew and the Chaotic kids, you know?
Well, I mean, honestly, if Smokes was to take the pledge, I mean, shit, that might only make him even stronger.
Yes, there's so many people taking the pledge recently. Dirty Dango originally started the pledge. that wasn't an original unit member. It was always Trigger the OG, Danny Miles and JT Dunn. You had Mike Verna right after they got out of the school for returning to live events in Chaotic. He was the first one. You had Dango taking the pledge. Now Alicia Edwards. So they keep getting stronger and stronger.
That Alicia Edwards pledge really shocked the wrestling world.
But it all goes back to right before Pandemonium when her, Shannon Lavangi, and Davey, two of them were wrestling in Pandemonium, and Davey called Alicia the past, even though she didn't mean it in that regard. That really pissed off Alicia.
Yep. Believe me, she's not the past. We know the past. We've worked with the past.
Oh, yeah.
They ain't the past. But
no,
it was offensive to her, and honestly, she took her out. And now Alicia's the hottest thing in Chaotic. She's definitely she's the future right there. Okay, and that's like the unit's queen, dude. It's a great stable they got going on there. I can't wait to see all that really honestly unfolds with it, because I'm a big stable person. I grew up with stables, whether it was the Heenan family, later on, Nation of Domination,
Heart Foundation,
Degeneration X, NWO, NWO Wolfpack. Yeah. You had them all, okay?
Yep.
And stables have been always a big part of wrestling. And it's good to see it in the indie scene. It's good to see something this momentum. It's good to see it cross the barriers of just one promotion. We've seen the unit wrestle and NCW Limitless. They keep moving people over slowly. And
the unit can be as big. Obviously, you have to be legendary to be up with DX or NWO, but they could easily be up top to the likes of the Shield the past 10 years or the Elite,
They could.
I would love to see a War Games match between the unit and the Elite or the Inner Circle. That would be nice.
That would be.
And are you ready to move on to the main event?
I am.
You got the returning of New England indie wrestling legend, formerly known as Oni Lurkin, Biff Busick, taking on the current Chaotic owner and heavyweight champion and tag team champion of the Freebird Road, leader of the unit. He's the leader of the pledge, the pro wrestling savior, the one, JT Dunn.
Now we've seen this is the second match for Biff Busick. He had his match at Beyond Wrestling. That was
against Slade.
Yep, against Slade. That was his comeback match, and I heard it was a great match. I believe he picked up the victory, did he not?
Yes, he did.
And I was a pretty big Wonnie Lorcan fan, I have to admit.
Especially with the Star Destroyer when he won it with Danny Burch, the former NXT Tag Team champ.
And I just remember him, just really putting on a really good house show for us.
He's a badass. He's hardcore. He loves to bleed. He loves to talk. He loves to be all caps.
Him, Dominic Dvorak, and one other person, they all came out at the end and just really put on a show, like I said, for the fans. I actually got Wonnie Lorcan, Biff Busick to sign my NXT ticket that night. I took pictures with Johnny Gargano. It was just a good all-time show. But, I really like Wonnie Lorcan as a wrestler. I don't think WWE really portrayed him too good. I believe they jobbed him out way more than they should have.
Especially, not only is he from Chaotic Wrestling, he trained with the Lance Storm Wrestling Academy. So
exactly, and I feel like they just jobbed him out for no reason. And honestly, I think now he's going to have a second life to him. I think he's all fired up. I think the fans are behind him. They want to see him back here. They want to see him back in his nature. That's what happens. You go to WWE, you get watered down. Fans want to see the old you. They want to see, what you used to be like. And this is a chance for him. And this is a chance for him to also show what he's learned and the new him. It's a good chance for him to merge the two together. Kind of like what AG did,
Anthony Green's been doing since
exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. That's what AG did. Yeah, he got rid of the the retrosexual kind of gig. But he came back. He's still Anthony Green. He's got that little alternative thing going. But he's soaked up every single thing he learned, and he's just taking it to the next level. And I heard he's even got a training job down in Florida.
Good for him.
He'll
be very busy. He is currently not booked for this chaotic card, and who knows if he'll be there or not.
No, he's not. He came back last time for the fans. He doesn't really want to work for JT Dunn. But we will see him in a ref shirt the following night, so...
Yeah, so he's got a lot on it, and he's wrestling right before then, so...
Yes, he is, so... We got a bunch to see of Anthony Green, and who knows, maybe he will show up tomorrow night.
And the Tewksbury Lowell area's Chaotic's original home, so Biff Busick's going to get a thunderous ovation. If their student Sean the Vegan Keegan, when he answered AC's open challenge at Final Fight in Tewksbury, got his ovation, imagine the ruckus that Biff Busick's going to get.
Oh, it's going to take the house down. This is going to be the hottest thing in pro wrestling right now.
This could be over a 5-star match. I love the Ace Austin JT Dunn match.
JT Dunn doesn't... that's the thing, and JT Dunn doesn't play around. He wants to only fight top competitors, the best of the best of the best of the best. And him and Ace Austin, they had history. And he had to reverse that a little bit. Imagine if JT Dunn had won that original matchup and got that contract, and it was him going on to, the national TV scene and being this big superstar. JT Dunn would have already, surpassed all these guys. But it wasn't. It was Ace Austin.
He has gotten recognition in AEW Dark, and he defended his counterpart. They call him the closest comparison to him is CM Punk. So
yeah, but that was much later. I'm talking about if he had beaten Ace Austin, then Ring of Honor would have picked him up, or Impact, or wherever they're going, would have picked him up, given him the contract, and he would have been on to the next level already then. Probably would have been part of one of the founding fathers of AEW. He would have been in there with Brandon Cutler and those guys. He would have. I'm just saying, but he didn't win. Ace Austin did.
Nakazawa.
Ace Austin did win, and, it changed the way what happened with Dunn. Dunn got his contract denied, and, now he had to prove himself. He's the head of Chaotic, and he had to prove himself against Ace Austin. He just did that, and now he's picked himself another, top A competitor as a challenger. And that is going to be Biff Busick. It's going to be a very physical altercation between these two. And it's something that JT Dunn wants to do. He wants to prove that he is the best. He can beat people in WWE. He can beat people in AEW. He can beat the best on the independent scene. It will be a matter of time before we probably see JT Dunn out in the Jersey area, H2O Center area, or any of that IWTV realm, where maybe he is going to go for that IWTV title eventually.
Or maybe he'll bring Mike Verna, AC Baby, Danny Miles, and Trigger OG to TV at some point. Or maybe they'll invade. They'll control their own narrative.
Well, I was thinking, here's my thought about it all. Things have kind of changed in the world of uncharted territory. Maybe he'll be on this season.
I would love that.
If they travel down south. So, there's a lot that JT Dunn can do. But, as far as this matchup, I think he's going to retain the Chaotic World title. I think he's going to give us a 5-star match with Biff Busick. But I do, like I said, I think he's going to win. Now, whether he wins clean or not, that is to be determined. Anything can happen with the unit. We've seen that.
I do think it's going to be more than just a singles match. I do think there'll be weapons involved. I hope, because Biff, his opponent Slade was so perfect for his return on day 91 in Feet for Beyond. They have the greatest chemistry, and he is a huge technician, Biff.
Oh, yeah, and he's wicked violent.
Absolutely, and you don't want to piss him off.
No, you definitely do not, so...
I do think JT Dunn is going to retain, but I think it's going to be something like that. People that aren't fond of the unit, like Brad Cashew, Mortar, maybe Smash Master, Amane Chaos, Shan Lavangi, came out with weapons to close out the show. They're probably going to even the odds, or maybe Davey Ann will get to Alicia, and then it will be a one-on-one match because I think the odds will be even. I think it's going to be a full-blown war.
I think so. I think you're going to be right. I think everybody might come out and Chaotic might come out and there might be even more.
And Chase better have the right water bottles for each of them. Danny Miles likes room temperature.
Yeah, he'll eventually get that right. He eventually will. And you know who we won't see there also is Love Doug. As we saw him almost get sacrificed.
He'll show up where he's not supposed to, but he won't even show up to his own holiday.
He almost got sacrificed last time. He was inches away before the Team Chaotic, I'll call them, saved him. And, he's no longer wanted or welcome in Chaotic Wrestling under the ownership of JT Dunn. So he's out. And, but like I said, I think it's going to turn into something bigger. More people are going to get involved. Like you said, this is a big feud brewing between, two stables. A whole promotion and a stable that's taking over the promotion. Almost like I said, NWO versus WCW. You're having that kind of take place here right now. I can't wait to see what happens at the show. There's a lot of great matches. There's going to be a lot of great titles up for grabs. And honestly,
I think this will pave the way to the Cole Fury that it's like 2 or 3 years in the making. So.
It is. And, honestly, every show that we go to, I keep saying it's really good. And then the next one's a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. And I don't know how they keep doing it, but they keep getting a little bit better.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of young emerging students, too.
Yep. So, we'll just have to kind of keep an eye on all these guys and girls. Because they're all going to be making it big. With Chaotic, you're going to be making it to the next level, most likely, if you stick with the training, if you go to the school, if you stay with it all. Their numbers prove that. The people that came from there prove that. Sasha Banks proves that. You know what I mean?
Ian Sandow, Kenny Dykstra.
The names go on and on and on and on in the history. Some of them have held WWE World Championship titles, even, So, there's going to be a lot. This is going to be a lot on stake. It's going to be one hell of a night in Chaotic Wrestling.
Absolutely. It's going to pave the way as it should.
As it should.
I hope this happens because I'm really looking forward to this Dunn vs. Busick and the tag team gauntlet match is the two things I'm looking for, just to see Mortar and Smashmaster.
Yes.
Smashmaster in public since he had this loss to Levangie and History Makers. So.
Yep. So I don't know. It's been a while for Smashmaster, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait.
I can't wait either to see how the unit respond to the bickering and how the anti-unit wrestlers respond to them. It's going to be amazing. Hopefully it happens Friday, but like I said, we'll do this preview all over again, too, if there's a makeup date.
You sure will. With that, I'm going to say, everybody, have yourself a good night. Versace Stoner out.
Disable out.